Hey guys, coming here at Phoenix. Today's Sunday, the 23rd of October. Just wanted to go through some of the charts we're looking at, opportunities that will present themselves for the week to come. So the first chart we're looking at here is the pound dollar. We are looking at what is a downtrend. If anyone's been following the news, Brexit has really caused a lot of pound weakness, and we are still in a what would look like a free-flowing downtrend. Firstly, let's start by taking a look at the weekly chart, which will give us quite a bit of context. And we can see from the start of the year, from the end of last year, July, the pound has really just been sinking all the way down to this point here. How we look at things from this point is with reference to overextension in the short move and the uncertainty in the pound. Based on our technicals, we'll expect a little further downside before a potential reversal. So if we go to our daily chart and let's have a look, we can see this was I think that was the big Brexit day in July. A lot of money was made here. We shorted the market and came out at this resistance point. But that's by the by. So from that Brexit vote, we can see the market's been in a downtrend. We use an with analysis to identify a potential end of wave. We're currently in a typical wave 4 correction, and we'll expect this price to go down to the typical wave 5 completion before reacting. One thing you need to look at or will need to think about is there enough profits on the table if this is to be our entry strategy. So for type 2 traders, this would be a valid setup once we have our entry conditions met on the lower time frame. We would typically take it from the 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart. So this is the 4-hour chart we're looking at. And for type 2 traders, there's enough profit here to make at least a 2-to-1 type trade. For the type 1 traders, we would suggest you sit out of this particular setup. So let's go to the other one we're looking at, which is dollar yen. That's USDJPY. Once again, we have a look at the weekly time frame to give us some context, and we can see from the 8th of the 6th 2015, which is going back a year, we pretty much have been in a downtrend. So there's been a lot of yen weakness. We would use our daily time frame as our traded time frame. Our traded time frame means it's the one we look at to identify the positions, and then we'll have our entry time frame, which would be our 4-hour charts, which is what we use to actually enter the market. So in this particular chart, or on this chart, we've got a few levels drawn here. The first one, I'll just get rid of some of these. First one was this short. So we can see this red arrow here. We actually took this short and we caught a 1-to-1 trade before it reversed and closed us out. We're actually looking for another opportunity in and around this resistance point. So once it does get to this resistance line, which is currently tinkering around, we've got this zone here of 104.549. Once it gets to this zone, we'll be waiting for another trade entry to perhaps take it to the downside. For at least 2-to-1 is what we would always aim for, but we do manage our trades when the price gets to a 1-to-1. Let's have a look at the 4-hour time frame and let's see how that looks. So on the 4-hour, this was the trade we took. think it was last week or the week before, where we managed to hit a 1-to-1. The price reversed, took us out, and we're now looking at what we'll call a complex correction, which should take us to the upside. So we should get to at least this blue line. So once again, type 2 traders, we should be good to enter position for a 2-to-1 trade. For the type 1 traders, I'll sit out and we'll wait for the price to react from this line if it does, and then we can potentially take a trade down to the downside. To look at another chart, we'll go to the euro pound. I'm just looking for that. So that's euro pound, and this is another one we're going to be looking at a potential setup. It's currently in our typical zone. This is our entry time frame, so we can see it's in our typical zone for reversals, and we'll be looking to take this bullish. So let's have a look at the traded time frame. We can see what looks to be a clear bull run going up, and then we have what could be a typical retracement, potentially the A leg of the ABC pattern. So I'll draw that out for you. That could be the A of the ABC, and typically after the ABC is complete, we would expect the price to go back up. So what we'll be looking to do in this case is take a trade to the potential B leg. So once we have our entry criteria met, we'll be looking to take a trade up to this point or beyond. If the market gives us the opportunity, we will take it, but we will start managing our trades once it gets to the to the 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. Once we've managed our trades, we're pretty much good to sit back and wait to see if this goes all the way up, or if it turns around to give us the BC completion, and then we'll take the trade again to the upside. So this is our first video we're doing. We're going to aim to be pulling out some market analysis pretty much weekly. It won't just be analysis, we'll also be getting through some entry techniques, because there are lots and lots of entry techniques. We've got hundreds of entry techniques from our years in trading, and we're going to be sharing that with you guys. So by all means, stay tuned. This is going to be our Sunday service. We'll be providing this once a week, provided the markets are moving. If they're not, we may just do an educational video, just to keep momentum going and to keep people educated. Thanks for tuning in. Call me from Phoenix. Speak soon.